Welcome back. As we continue our coverage of the top story this morning, flash flooding just crushing Central Texas over the holiday weekend, killing at least 82 people. Crews desperately searching to find dozens that are still missing, including children.
Yeah, the hardest hit area, a Christian summer camp in Kerr County, Texas. 28 kids and their counselor were swept away by the intense floodwaters. Again, 10 still missing. Our next guest is helping his fellow Texans survey the damage and begin the recovery process. He's on the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform and Subcommittee on National Security, the Border and Foreign Affairs. Congressman Pete Sessions, thank you for taking the time this morning and joining us. So we know as rescue crews scramble to find the dozens still missing, listen to how adamant Texas Governor Greg Abbott is that his government, his people will absolutely not stop until every missing person is found. Take a listen to this.
We will be relentless in going after and ensuring that we locate every single person who's been a victim of this flooding event. We're not going to stop today or tomorrow. We will stop when the job is completed.
And Congressman, what are you seeing and hearing so far from your state government's response to such a devastating disaster?
I'm seeing a lot of sorrow, a lot of remorse, and a lot of reality. There's a reality that what happened over a 3 or 4 hour period was 2/3 of a year's worth of rain fell in this area. But there are other communities that are impacted 50 and 60 miles away, and then the water is moving downstream. The people who they have to search for may be 30, 40 miles away by now, and so it's a massive effort to make sure that they look inside all sorts of vehicles and campers and other things that were swept way downstream. So I'm very proud of Governor Abbott. I'm very proud of the job that is being done by law enforcement, first responders. We saw with great heroism the Coast Guard that came to help plucking people out from helicopters, 120 people that were up in trees, way up, 40 feet up. And this is what happens when you have neighbors helping neighbors. And this is what I think President Trump has given us back, a spirit of helping each other in our time of need. And the federal government, I know, is there also. So very, very pleased with the response so far. As the chairman of government oversight, I will be down and review this flood. We then have a question of the response that will come from FEMA, the response that will come from Congress, and the need to make sure that we properly respond back to this terrible, terrible problem.
Yeah, Congressman, obviously you mentioned some of it, the federal government standing there right next to the DPS, the Texas DPS and other Texas state officials. The president signed a major disaster declaration over the weekend. You've got the Homeland Security Secretary there over the weekend as well, and she's emphasizing how the victims and their families are President Trump's top priority right now. Take a listen.
And he wanted to make sure that all of you know how much he loves Texas, how much he's grieving for your families that have lost someone and the beautiful children that we're still looking for and hoping to return to their families, and that he is absolutely committed to using all the resources of the federal government to help unify families.
So, Congressman, there are many right now that the Trump administration wants to basically send FEMA money to the states via block grants and not necessarily have the federal government responsible for this anymore. Do you think that's actually conceivable given this tragedy, given what we saw in Florida and North Carolina last year? And do you think when the president gets there on Friday, it might cause him to rethink the priority of kind of downsizing FEMA?
Well, I think it's important that we understand that Texas has lots of abilities that other states do not have. I went out and was a part of the problem out in Hawaii. I've been a part of the issue in North Carolina. Those are two states that do not have really the resources nor the people that are able to lead others to that recovery. Texas has those people. So I think, yes, I think directly negotiating with Texas, they will know their own needs. Our head of Homeland Security, in essence, Texas Resources, Nim Kidd, has the ability to understand what resources he has. We went through a problem several years ago when we had a big freeze, and Texas reallocated their resources regionally instead of centralization. So now Nim Kidd and the governor are going to have to step up and decide, okay, what can Texas do and what kind of help do we need? But the FEMA help, let's not get away from this. They have an idea of what is next and what sequential order needs to be done. But the state of Texas is completely engaged in this, and that makes all the difference in the world, as opposed to Hawaii, where the governor has drug his feet and not even given permits to rebuild in Hawaii years after the event. So we want to put our lives back together. The governor of the state of Texas, Greg Abbott, wants to put people's lives back together. It's a Herculean effort.
Yep.
All right. Congressman Sessions, thank you for taking the time and joining us this morning. Appreciate it.